Are you a course creator? Where did that come from? Like a pirate. Are you a course creator and you feel like you're missing something? Because you're like, you've created a course that you feel reasonably good about. You're putting some work in to make some sales, but it's not quite like clicking. And you're like, there must be something I'm missing here. What's the secret? What is not happening in my business? So, we don't know what we don't know. So the only way to fix that is to learn something new so you can get new results. And that's hopefully what I'm going to provide for you in this training. I can't guarantee you haven't heard these tips. I've come prepared before, but it's likely that if you're struggling, you probably haven't. I make a bunch of course sales very consistently, and I've taught many other course creators to do the same. So I'd love to be able to share that with you. So I'm going to open up my laptop and actually map this out for you so you can actually take it and run with it in your business. I'd love to see you get results with this. I hope that it helps you. And if at any point in time you're like, man, I'd like some more training from this guy, some more guidance, a little bit deeper than just a YouTube video now and again, then by all means, you'll see a little button in the top and a link in the description. That's where you can join my free Facebook community. So there's nothing, it's not nothing like not going to cost you anything. It's a free group. There's a whole bunch of resources I give away there to course creators. You're welcome to take a look at that if you like this training. Obviously, if you don't, it's just going to be more of that training, so you wouldn't like it. But if you do, you will. Anyway, we got some work to do, so let me open up the laptop and let's dive in. Okay, so you can see my screen. There's 4 mistakes that I want to highlight to you, the most 4 common, I would say. And if you've got any of these, and you remove them, this has been time really well spent, okay? It may just get your creativity and like, oh yeah. So hopefully it's useful for you. So number 1 is giving away too much. Often when we're new, especially in online course sales, we're like, right, for me to make the best course, it has to be the biggest. Do you know what I mean? We're like, right, if that person's going to offer lead generation on LinkedIn service, I'm going to offer lead generation on LinkedIn and Facebook and this and that. Actually, no, that doesn't really work, because the problem that you've got is when you give away too much, I've got some notes down here, addition often stretches what your clients actually really believe is possible for them, and it actually stretches you so the quality is good, so not very good. So usually as an increase in the volume of what you offer, I offer this and this and this and this, usually decreases the quality. Why? Well, because you're spreading yourself so thin. If you're trying to do all these things well, you're not going to do any of them exceptionally well. Don't let good stand in the way of great. There are plenty of people, I'm sure, who would be more than interested in enough of an audience. When we think about how many courses you actually have to sell to make a really good living, there's loads of people within probably many elements within the actual overall course that you already are offering. I want to teach basketball. Why don't you just teach people how to free throw? Why don't you just teach people how to score 3-pointers? Right? Is there enough people that play basketball in the world? Millions. Is there enough of them that want to become a free throw expert or a 3-point expert? Absolutely. Which course would you buy? I'll teach you basketball. Or you want to sink free throws? Come see me. You're gonna when you've come to the point where you want to solve that particular problem, you're going for the free throw girl or guy, right? So just makes sense for you to specialize so you can really dive depth on what it is that you're offering, and you can feel good about the service that you provide, because you know what, I do really well with this element. I'm the best. You can start to feel confident about saying that. Okay, don't spread yourself too thin, and also train and teach in your course areas that you feel good in. Okay, what is your passion? Where are your best results? People often, they'll try and focus on what it makes sense to focus on. Well, what does that even mean? Oh, it makes sense for me to talk about lead gen, Richard. It makes sense for me to talk about weight loss. It makes sense for me to talk about, okay, are you passionate about that? Can you really help? Have you ever experienced that in your own life? Well, no, but I feel I see a bunch of other people doing it, so it gives me confidence. So is the content the issue or your confidence the issue? See what I'm saying? Your lack of confidence, perhaps, may be causing you to have problems that you don't need to have. That may be the mistake you're making, giving in to fear, giving in to confidence, trying to overcompensate for that. So that now you're diluting your message and you're teaching things you don't really enjoy or like, just so you can feel better about it because you see other people doing it too. Start to think about that. That may be a great place to start in terms of solving a mistake, a big one that you're making. Next one, underpricing. Can't buy a Ferrari for 10 grand, not a good one. You know why? Because they know what it's worth. And if someone did, you'd think it would be missing an engine. So what we've got to make sure is that we look at, I've given you this formula before if you follow my videos, look at the problem you solve and make sure it is greater or at least equal to what you're asking for in monetary value. So we can have problems in time, we can have problems in reputation, relationships, actual monetary cost, mental or physical health, lots of things, right? What's the just simple frustration of not making progress? Like, what is the cost to the person that's not going to buy your course? Add that all up and charge a reasonable value amount for it. Charge a reasonable price. Stop thinking that, oh, if I undercut like everybody else in the industry, if I price lower, I'll make more sales. Will you? Or will you just end up with a lower quality, if I can say it, low quality of speech, lower quality of client who says, you know what, I'll go for the cheapest, not the best. Do you want people with that attitude? I just want the cheapest. Give me the cheapest. Give me the free. Free is usually the most expensive overall, isn't it? Why? Because you just can't give a good service. If you charged 3 times as much as what you charge now, how would you improve what you offer? What would you do for clients? Think about that. And when you've got the answer, why don't you just go do it and charge 3 times as much? Because when we're looking at the online course model, well, we're pre-making this, aren't we? So once we've created this course, most of it's going to be in video format. There may be a little bit one-to-one or one-to-many, maybe a group scenario. But it isn't going to be you one-on-one if you're selling an online course, which you are, so you won't even be watching the video. So you can put into this course, this content, what you would do for 3 to 5 times the money. And then as long as that monetary amount is still less or equal to all these problems, you can ethically charge that, right? So you can raise that price and, avoid this mistake of underpricing by going through that little exercise that I just gave you there. Hopefully that is useful to you. I got one more that I want to share with you. Then I'm going to go pick my daughter up from school. So I'll do this one quickly with you. So this is like a bonus tip, bonus mistake. You need to align your marketing. This is a big one. With the value that you provide. Oops, I'm off the screen. Too many people are looking to strengthen this and sacrifice this. Now, you need both, don't get me wrong. There's no point having the best course in the world, but no one ever sees it. You're not going to make any sales, right? But if you've got amazing marketing, which you should learn to be amazing at marketing because it makes it so much easier to make sales of your course. But you should back that up with the value that you offer. Don't be making a whole list of promises over here and doing a really amazing job with your marketing. And then they get inside your program and go, like, is that it? Is this the content I'm going to get? Oh, my content's this, my course is this, it's that, it's the other. Have you ever thought this? Have you ever thought that? Videos, blah, 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 all that. And you get inside and they're like, right, okay. And it's just literally, I don't know, just not very much value. You don't do what you said you were going to do. So make sure you are operating and strengthening both of these areas. Make sure that these are equal. Make sure that you have an amazing value proposition for your client. When they buy your course, they're like, yes, this is what I was looking for. This is what you told me it would be. If anything, it's exceeding my expectations. But also on the flip side of that, they're like, I'm so glad that you put out that content, that advertising, that marketing, that funnel, whatever, because man, I was never sure at first, but wow, going through your marketing led me to this point, and I'm so happy because the content is amazing. If you can do that, think about, not only will you remove a massive mistake by having a lot of clients that want a refund, or that, if you've got amazing marketing and you underdeliver, they're just not singing your praises, you're going to lose long-term for sure. You won't be able to keep that up. But just think about how much better your business will run and grow. Loads of people singing your praises, referrals, great client results. Everyone's like, this is the real deal. Just having this formula here of marketing and value in alignment really, really does do wonders, not just for the ethics and the business growth. It removes a big mistake I see in our industry right now where people just want to focus on some kind. It's not even, they don't even focus on the quality of their marketing. They just spam out there, right? Messaging every 2 seconds, posting every 2 seconds, trying to big themselves up. You're like, man, you should learn better marketing, but also get better at the delivery, because then your marketing would actually be even better quality. Hey, I could say all sorts about my program, but I'll let my clients say it for me. Is there any more powerful marketing message than that? I don't think there really is. So anyway, that's a bonus piece of information there. A bonus mistake you may be making is thinking marketing is something that it's not, or really going hard at it and forgetting about what you're actually going to do when people say yes to you. Solve these mistakes, as well as I once mentioned, like looking at underpricing, looking at also giving away too much. If I was to give you I can't help myself. One final piece I would give you is looking at simplicity. This is definitely the last one. I'm definitely going to go pick my Ava up after this. Simplicity over complexity. You want to get your course, the people buy your course, the quickest, easiest, fastest, most enjoyable result. That's what they're there for. Now, I know you may feel you want to big it up by doing a load of production value. That's okay if it's in addition to simplicity. Don't overcomplicate things. You want to reverse engineer the desired result of your customer or client, reverse engineer it and say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, what's the fewest amount of steps I can get them that result? What's the quickest? What's the most enjoyable way? How can I do that? Okay, you really, really want to reverse engineer that and ever evolve. Listen, don't be afraid to make another version of the program, or to remove a module, to swap it out. Make a big deal to your clients. Hey, I'm updating this all the time. Okay, reverse engineer where they want to get to, where they're likely to start. How can you get there the quickest, simplest, and easiest? Simplicity over complexity is definitely the name of the game when it comes to cutting out, some avoidable mistakes when growing your online course business. So was this useful? Was this helpful? I hope that it was. If you've got anything you need to say or anything you want to ask me, best place is to join my Facebook group, because I'll welcome you personally. I'll send you a message to say, hey, you're in the group. So you can then, one-on-one ask me, hey, this is my course. This is where I'm struggling. I'll be able to give you some help with that. And inside of that Facebook group, bunch of resources, bunch of training, bunch of diving deeper. Even I do live sessions, Q&A, all sorts of value in there if you're an online course provider, coach, or consultant. So you'll see the little dot somewhere above the little I you can click on, or the text link is in the description below. As I always say, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires and excuses. I'll see you on the next one if you're a subscriber. And if you did get value from this, I'd appreciate a like, just because it helps me see that this content is useful for you. I do put a lot of time and energy and effort into this, so it's just nice to see that it's helpful in some way, shape, or form. And whatever you're doing, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye for now.